Alright, folks, we're back. Another episode of Final Fantasy XIV, Stormblood Edition. Of course, we're in the post-game now. We're actually done with Stormblood, but... kind of, sort of, kind of not, because the job quests can technically be done before you finish the game, right? And we're doing job quests right now. But, we only got one left. Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good, morning, afternoon, evening, good night, depending on where you are. Let's jump back into it, yeah? Oh, and you may notice, I updated Leon's little casual sunglasses glam from the one I usually wear. In honor of Resident Evil 4 Remake being announced on the State of Play yesterday, we got, of course, Leon's, brown sheepskin leather jacket, bomber jacket, appearing with permission from Shaw NYC. Right there. There you go, folks. Sticking around. Obviously it's not the same jacket, but... no, it's total coincidence, actually. Some of you who were paying close attention to the last few streams, I've had this glam on my glamour plate for a while, I just never used it. I'm kind of iffy about it. Like, I kind of like it, I kind of don't. I feel like it's a little unbalanced, or like it's just missing something. I can't quite put my finger on it. But I said, fuck it. Today, I was like, you know what? I want to try it. I want to try it out and see if I like it, But I only, wore it for, 2 seconds after I made it. And then again, this was, a week ago or so? I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try it eventually, so I kept it on my glamour plate. It's been right there. And I've scrolled past it a few times on stream, so some people may have noticed it. Obviously it's derived off the Gunbreaker glam. But yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. Today I finally felt it, and it just coincided that... or rather, what I wanted to say is I made it a week ago. And then after, the Resident Evil 4 Remake got announced yesterday, I realized... this looks like a very loose Far Cry / loosely based and inspired by Leon's fucking outfit in RE4. Very loosely. Obviously not that much, but it's not terribly off the mark either. If you really pay attention to it, just that Leon's jacket isn't, the actual Leon's jacket is not propped, of course. That's Squall's jacket, which I like better, honestly. Squall from FF8, his original jacket. His original outfit overall. That looks more like this, honestly. I don't like the, what's it called? The feathers with the sash that hangs off the side that they added for Dissidia. She's wearing it, see? See that cat girl right there? The little feathers on the waist, along with that black sash on the side. I never really liked that, that's why I don't really wear it. That's why I wear the other, Gunbreaker outfit, where it actually, yeah, it has, the same concept. It's got the big sash on the side or whatever. Or similar concept. But I think it does it better. That is based off of, Squall's Dissidia design. So from the video game Final Fantasy Dissidia or whatever. I prefer his original design from the original FF8, which again doesn't have the feathers and sash on the waist, and looks more like this because of that. But obviously with the feather on the collar. But yeah, again, I kind of looked at it and was like, this isn't too terribly far off the silhouette, the overall silhouette that Leon gives off in Resident Evil 4 either. So. But it's just a coincidence. I did not make this glam because I knew that the remake was coming. That's not at all. I'm just making a joke about that. Some people might even think, it's not even that close really, so whatever. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go. So, Dark Knight Part 3, Stormblood. Get on with it. In the wake of the Dragon Song War, Ishgard enjoys a new era of peace and prosperity. An era that you were instrumental in bringing about through deeds great and small. Yet the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. For reasons yet unexplained, you find your soul crystal split in twain. One half yet remains in your possession, the other in the hands of a young boy named Mist. The memories we walked. Sometimes I forget it's probably a better idea not to read those descriptions because they kind of spoil shit. They didn't design those descriptions around making YouTube videos and Twitch streams of blind play, or obviously it's not a blind playthrough, but you know, simulating a blind playthrough. So apologize for that, but I kind of forgot. Probably shouldn't read those. Things for Dragoon and Ninja was pretty tame. It didn't really spoil a lot. But this one is just kind of like, oh, well, we already know what's about to happen when I do this, when I accept this first quest, don't we? Great. For the first time in a long time, I'm not afraid to think of the future. And when I do, I find myself excited, perhaps? I don't expect it'll be easy, but that's alright. I've got Sid. Yeah, and he's not just thinking about himself and honing his Dark Knight skills anymore, he's actually genuinely trying to take care of you and protect you now. Now you're not being hunted down by the Holy See or your mom who was a psychotic fanatic of them. In memories we walk. These titles seem familiar. Ah, Leon. Fellow master of the dark arts. And yet that is but one of the many faces you wear. Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, a hero by any measure who stood against Nidhogg on the steps of faith when others fled. A hero who walks in light and fights for great causes. And a knight who walks in darkness fights for the forgotten. A contradiction, some might say. Rubbish, I say. But you tell me, do you yet walk the path? If I must forsake the abyss to serve the light, then so be it now. So long as innocents suffer, I will not forsake the abyss. I thought not. Then let us speak as comrades. Ishgard has seen much change in recent days. I mean, yeah, there's a place for darkness too. That's why Riku is my favorite, like, Kingdom Hearts character, because he uses both light and darkness in equal measure, which I thought was the coolest concept. But anyway, Ishgard has seen much change in recent days, and many proclaim it to be the dawning of a new era of peace and prosperity, an enlightened age. Yet, as we both know, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadows. Sounds like it came straight from Kingdom Hearts, that line, because they literally say that. But they even say it here too. Not just here. I mean, I think they said that in, like, the end of Realm Reborn, didn't they? Something similar. As Dark Knights, we must remain vigilant for injustice and be ever ready to defend the weak and downtrodden. Now more than ever. It has been a while since we patrolled the streets of our fair city, felt the cobbles beneath our boots, and so forth. A tour from the top might be in order. Why don't we start at the last vigil? Okay. I should be glad if there is no call for us to draw our swords this day. Excuse me. But do not doubt that there are still evil men in this city. In any event, we shall join you at the last vigil anon. Real? If you ask me, it's just an excuse to spend time together. Ha! Got him! Exposed! Come on, Sidra, if you just want to have a beer, we're in a bar, dude. We can just hang out. Grab a drink right here. But he's too proud for that shit, isn't he? He's gotta be an edgelord. He's trying too hard to be an edgelord, he can't just, you know... Let's have a beer. We gotta pretend like we're gonna go kick some ass. Patrol the city, see if there's a reason for us to... Or I guess this'll put it better. Yeah. Oh my god, a beautiful sunset. A rare, almost clear sky day in Ishgard. It's usually always cloudy as fuck here. As you look on Fortom Manor, you but reflect upon your time in Ishgard, the comrades with whom you traveled, and those lost along the way. Azael, Harshpond. Yeah. You seem distracted. Ah, right. You were a ward of House Fortom. Once upon a time, yeah. Once upon a time, but no longer. It's basically like he said both. No, I suppose not. The fuck was that? Huh? Damn this thing, but I swear I heard something in your pack break. It's too bad you can't change the color of this part of the jacket that's red, otherwise it'd be all black if it were up to me, but you can't. You can only dye the rest of it. The only thing I don't like about this clan, it's what really bothered me when I first made it, that you can't color that red part. For an Emos jacket. Anyway. Bloody hells, is that your soul crystal? What happened to the other half? I don't know. It broke right now in front of both of us. Forgive me. It seems I am the one responsible. And who the heck are you? I do not know you, boy. Name yourself. Mist, my lord. I'm no lord and you're no mist. Don't think I wouldn't know a bastard of the broom by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous quantity of ether. I sought to draw on natural resources nearby, but in so doing I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. Forgive me. Please forgive me. I will return it to you, I promise, but I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. What do you think, Sudaru? What's your take on this? It says no. Mist, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone. Everyone. Look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can free but a single person from their burdens. Sounds very familiar. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe the mysterious boy with the mysterious power who mysteriously stole a portion of Leon's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Ha! Sudaru's got his head on straight. Well, it's your crystal, Leon. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or we go along with his plan. And since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter? Yeah. What's the harm? Congratulations, boy, you get your wish. We're not like to find any poor unfortunate souls here, so I suggest we head to Foundation. And if we find no one suitable there, you are to return what you stole at once. Understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. I'm also trying to help anyone and everyone. So he wants to do all his yellow marker side quests. Can't blame him for that, he's a completionist. Coin in the... Sorry about that. Excuse me. Coin in the coffer, milady. Until you pay what's owed, you'll get naught more from me and my boys. What the hell's going on here? You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work? I've got a score of clients clamoring for me services. Clients willing to pay in full, in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do, but it has been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement. And many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to aid the Scholasticate, milady, but you've got to understand me position here. Bloody politics it is. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's gotta be. A blessed evening to you. What the hell's going on? Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. You okay? As you may have overheard, I am funding the restoration of the statue of Saint Valorant, and as you may have guessed, it is not going well on account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. Oh, that's why. My cousin was Sir Ignace de Venant, if that's how you say it, de Venant of the Heaven's Word. Oh, he was one of the Knights of the Round, okay. He served the Archbishop faithfully, together with his sworn brothers. Great, goodly men who were complicit in terrible crimes, if Sir Emmerich and this Warrior of Light are to be believed. Ignace was distraught when he learned the statue had been destroyed by the Dravanians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration. But because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know... Jesus Christ again. I do not know nor care if Sir Emmerich speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin, a man of the Fury, and I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is indeed beyond me. Forgive me, cousin. I tried. Feel bad for her. Even though, you know, those guys became my mortal enemies. I still feel bad for her. It's not like the knights' families are to blame for what they did, right? We found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. Yeah, someone who needs help for sure. I can help her. Yes, yes. I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Go for it, Mist. Show me how it's done, I guess. Is this she? The one you would have me help? Yeah, it's her. Is this child a friend of hers? The way he stares at me is somewhat... Do you wish to see your cousin again? Well, yes, I would love to see Ignace again. More than anything. But I know I will not. He walks in Halone's halls, I am certain. Think of him. Think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory, and hold that image of him in your mind's eye. And then go to a quiet place you shared where no one will come. Wait for me there. I really don't understand what this is all about, but as you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There is a garden to the south of the tribunal, yes, I read that right, of which we were both fond. I pray you will explain all to me when this is finished. I think I know what she's talking about. Go with her. I will go to Sidurgo and Riel and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do and why you must help. That's a promise. This kid does have a... I will say, out of most of, like, the child characters you see in this game, it does have a unique design. You don't see a lot of kids in this game, but when you do, they all mostly look pretty generic, you know? I think of Ignace every day, but what is this meant to accomplish? Because they're usually always like side story NPCs or something like that, yellow quest markers and stuff. I think it's a hair. Never seen that hair on that hairstyle on a kid in this game, so. Ah, your friend has arrived. He has brought companions, I see. No. It cannot be! What the fuck? Ignace! Is it really you? Oh, praise Halone! You're alive! You're alive! My dear cousin, how it warms my heart to see you in good health. I pray you will forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish! There's only joy to see you returned. Come, we must go to your father and mother at once! How they will weep at the sight of you! I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as the son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I have heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Valorant restored. Know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. But seeing you here, so full of light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. And, if you have indeed done the things they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. Oh. I love you, cousin, now and ever after. Look after my parents, and yourself. I don't know how you did it, but thank you for bringing him back to me. But you must know he is not safe here. I pray you help him to flee the city. Somehow I don't think that's going to be necessary. She's right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heaven's Ward. We will sneak him out of the city. The fewer the better. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. That makes me feel a little bad. I will never forget this kindness. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It kind of makes me feel a little bad for having killed the Heaven's Ward. Again, we were mortal enemies with different goals, and they were conflicting, and there was no choice but to fight, unfortunately, thanks to the Archbishop and his ambitions, but that doesn't change the fact that they were still human beings. And like any others, they had families and friends that cared about them, and that they cared for deeply. I said it before, I did ramble about this several streams ago now, when we were like finishing up this Heaven's Word still, but they were only doing what they thought was right. They were doing what they thought was best for their friends and family and their nation as a whole. It's like Squall said in FF8, there's no real good and evil. It's really just differing perspectives. You know, it's people with opposing views, and that's it. But that doesn't make it doesn't make either side universally correct or incorrect. You know, what they were trying to do, it was just another one of those cases of they went about it the wrong way. The wrong means to what could have been actually a good end, but again, the wrong means. I just couldn't let that go. Well, me and my comrades, right? But yeah, this questline is kind of, or at least this part right now, kind of humanizes them a little bit more and makes me feel a little bit guilty for having killed them. Even if it was partially in self-defense. For fear of being seen by the sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry. The further they take Ignace from Millie, the weaker he will become. I pray we are not too late. Why is that? What the hell's going on here? I don't understand. What happened to him? God damn it. I should have known. In the depths of the abyss, a flame lingers. Mist, what the hell's going on? Forgive me. Forgive me. I should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ignace. What remains of him. I can give the memories form. I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones. But as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Ether, formless and free. That which I took, I used to make Ignace. And Millie. Whole. Draw your sword. Reclaim that which was lost. Consume the abyss with Soul Eater. That which was taken shall be restored. Consume the abyss. It is yours. I don't understand. What happened to him? She might have already said that, but... In the depths of the abyss, a flame lingers. Okay. Specifically Soul Eater. That weapon skill. I don't know why. It is finished. Good. I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody knight of the Heaven's Ward in the middle of Ishgard? Fury, take me, you are a fool. We're lucky to be alive. Your soul crystal is restored then? No. Still broken in half, actually. Or not. We had an agreement, boy. You were to return that which you stole. Forgive me, forgive me. I returned to you that which was used to give Ignace life, but as for the remainder... 4 more times. It is within my power to do this 4 more times. 4 more times and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For a boy with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Leon of his ether, you imposed upon him to find your people in need. You want to do good? You want to be a hero? You want to help people? Then why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero. I only wanted to help. It is not death itself we feared, but the unfinished story. The promise of what could have been. It is enough to break a heart. And a man. The shattered pieces of a life will never come together again. But if a glimpse of their loved ones grants them the peace they deserve, then I must... It is your decision, Leon. You are the victim. Well, perhaps some good may come of this. He actually makes some pretty strong points. Thank you. Thank you. Together we will make them whole. We're not going anywhere, Mist. Even Sid. He may look and act like a chocobo's ass, but he means well. Fine, fine. I'm only trying to put the fear of the gods into the little shite, but by all means, go ahead and undermine my authority. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. Sure. I knew you would understand. How could you not? For the most part, I'm happy to go along with Sid's act, but every now and then I have to remind him not to be so grim and dark. Yeah, keep him in check. You gotta remind him not to try to be such a fucking edgelord all the time. Just what I needed. Another child to look after. Am I a Dark Knight or a nursemaid? Even I don't know anymore. But times, they are ever-changing, and perhaps we Dark Knights must change with them. Long-held truths are become lies, and villains heroes. Now, I should be glad if I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course. But you are the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who offends their delicate sensibilities. That's very true. Shouldn't hold on to ideologies so hard and tightly that you don't bend or compromise at all. As I said before, the world is not built on absolutes. There are no absolutes, as paradoxical as that statement in and of itself is. It's always nuance and shades of gray to everything. If anything, I say you are too accommodating, but it is your ether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times, he swears, but we shall hold him to it. Together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest or attend to other matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap or a tavern to have a drink. We were just... You know what I mean? We could have had a drink before we started doing any of this. Full? But also, I forgot to comment on something Miss said. Miss said, Sid's try-hard edgelord act, right? Keep these on, they kind of fit the outfit a little bit better. What was the thing? Oh, right, so what Miss said is... I've never heard anyone put it that way. I gotta say I agree with it. Miss said that, people don't fear death in and of itself, but rather the unfinished story. I think that's 100% true, actually. I think that's completely... That's what it is. I mean, obviously, we're afraid of what it feels like to die, too. I'm pretty sure. Nobody wants to know what that feeling is like. Some people do know what it's like, because, you know, resuscitation. It's like... But yeah, I think what scares us more is leaving things unfinished. And since I've had a brush with death just a month ago or so now. Yeah, it's barely been a month, actually, to the day. even though I didn't feel like I was dying, I didn't feel like I was in any real danger. From what the doctors and nurses were telling me in the hospital and in the emergency room and in the ambulance when I was being taken there, I the look of concern, the sound of concern in their voice, and then when they actually started telling me, explaining why I was in so much danger, um, yeah, it did make me a little nervous. Like part of me was kind of just immediately accepting of it, like, oh well, I guess this is it, you know, fuck my life, whatever. Um, but before they explained everything to me, I was mostly calm because I was just thinking, this will be alright, I'll just let them do their work and I'll be fine, you know? I just have to remain calm and just relax and let them do what they gotta do. And yeah, I was calm, and they were even surprised at how calm I was throughout the whole ordeal, but once they kind of hammered home how much in danger I really was, um, again, I still stayed calm, but there was part of me that started to grow sad. Because I started thinking about things I hadn't finished, like this marathon, for example, since this is something that's become so prominent for me in my life because I do it a lot. You know, I've been streaming a lot of hours recently compared to just a few months ago, right? I was kind of like, shit, I'm not gonna finish the marathon I started. And like for me, that's just something personal for me. I'd like to finish what I start most of the time. Unless I realize something's really taking a toll on me and I really don't like it, then I'll be okay with quitting once I'm sure I really don't want to do it. But when it's something that I develop a passion for or enjoy, like this, like streaming and making these videos, it started to affect me. I started feeling like I'm never gonna get to finish that marathon. Hell, never gonna even see what the hell Endwalker's like. Didn't even get to play it. Not even gonna get to play it now or finish it. I'm gonna die. And I'm like, I suppose it doesn't matter once you're dead. Once you're dead, you don't care about anything. You cease to exist, right? But I'm not dead yet, so I still care because it's something I was passionate about. So I was just kind of like, as petty as it might seem, I know, first world problems, right? But still, I'm just trying to hammer a point home here that it's like, you do start to think about those things, the things you didn't do that you said you were going to or that you wanted to do, even if you didn't say it out loud. And you're just like, fuck. Like, I guess that's it then, I won't get to do those things. It made me more grateful, though, too, at the same time. On the other side of that token, it made me more grateful for the things I did do. Especially 1 year prior to this. A year ago, again, almost to the day, I scratched things off my bucket list I never thought I would because I was always so scared of doing them. Like jumping out of a plane, you know? I've said that multiple times on stream. I went, you know, skydiving. Amongst other things, too. I did a lot of that and a lot of other little things like parasailing. There's another one. I did a lot of things that I always had the urge to do, but was always kind of afraid or just didn't have the money for it. And I told myself last year, I was like, you never know when it could be your last day on Earth, so don't put things off. And I still stand by this, even more so now, after my brush with death a month ago. Don't put things off, or you might regret it, you know? Well, if you live long enough to, you know, of course, some people die instantly from some freak accident that they don't see coming, you know. I'm not going to go into examples, but, you know, there's ways to die where you don't see it coming, of course. Sometimes you don't even have time to regret it before you're gone, but again, all the more reason, because you never know when suddenly you could just be gone like that for whatever reason. Don't put things off. Don't leave your stories unfinished, as Mist would say, because that's what people fear the most. That is what I think most of us fear the most about death, is leaving stuff unfinished. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. The widow and her love. Oh, thank the gods, an adult. Riel has been spending a lot of time with Mist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's much to know. He won't talk about his home or his past. Doesn't seem to have any interests or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. No idea how he does it either. More importantly, I'm not even sure how we could take back the ether he stole. We may have no choice but to agree to his terms. Unless you're content to carry half a soul crystal? I can hear you whispering, you know. Mist means well, and Leon and I are willing to help. Help him. Why aren't you? I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then. We found no one suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. This place too has seen its share of sadness. A prisoner of the high houses? Interesting. Why, what's going on? Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. A prisoner, actually. A woman named Laudy. She's to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. Jesus. Ah, Ishgardian justice. I know it well. Yeah, that's what took the life of Frey. The real Frey, obviously. Again, to distinguish between the actual person, the actual Dark Knight who lived, Frey, and our own dark side, I prefer to call him Esteem, as he's called when you summon him through that job skill, or job action. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. That's also what he was called when we fought him. When we fought our dark side, it was called Esteem, not Frey, so... Frey was just a disguise. A lot of people still prefer that name, though. For the Dark Knight's dark side. I'm fine with calling him Esteem. She must be around here somewhere. Yeah? She's lucky. At least she gets to see the sun. Oh, wow. Of course, that's what I was saying earlier. Ishgard's always fucking cloudy all the time. No one is undeserving. No one is beyond redemption. This I must believe. Well, good on you. You're a good kid, miss. Even if you are stealing my ether for now. Or did steal it. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child! You are not to speak unless spoken to! Is that clear? What the hell's going on? Yes, my lord. May forgive me my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Anyone recognize her yet? Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Emmerich and his noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have seen your kind before. A swift death is more than you deserve. It's the chick who, that's Leon's shocked face is because that's the chick who put us to sleep, during that whole incident where Emmeline, like, you know, shot her, or, well, asked the guy to stop her, and then the guy shot her with an arrow, and it caused massive civil unrest when we were trying to broker the peace between the Dravanians and Ishgard. That's the chick who spiked our drink to make us pass out so we wouldn't interfere when she tried to reignite the war after King Thornton was defeated. A swift death is more than that bastard deserves. I can't imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. You know her, Leon? Yeah, she put my ass to sleep. She roofied my drink. She roofied me. 7 hells, she's the one that led the protest at Falcon's Nest? The one that nearly put an end to the peace conference? And she poisoned you? Well, that explains a lot. Though if you of all people can find it in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do this to her. She had her reasons. Like, I know why she did that. It's like, I'm not okay with what she did to me, but at the same time, I understand why she did it. And I've long since forgiven her. Since, you know, we're trying to move on and move forward into a more peaceful era. I'm not going to hold a grudge against her for what she did. It's not like she fucking killed one of my family members. Jesus. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, miss, for explaining. Don't be foolish. She knows he's dead. You'll only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead. How it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it. We have made it. Fine, fine. Do what you will. Conjure her husband. but do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us either. Riel, take Mist into the woods and hide. Leon and I will free the girl. Yeah, both of them actually. Even Riel has a unique design. So I was saying that kid NPCs in this game don't really have they have a generic design or whatever, because there's never really been one that's a main character. Other than Alfino and Alize, of course. And they're more like adolescents when you look at them. They're not really kids like them. They're adolescents. At least their appearance. I know that Elizon's age differently. I don't know their actual age, but yeah. Rather, I will free the girl. She would know you at once and might not misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Halone's grace, don't you think? Shit, hold on. Fucking sneeze! There. Confront the proctor. Make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, then he may yet repent of his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his actions. Doubly so if he bears steel, yes? You got it. I know the path of a dark knight. Let's fucking do this. Bah! The very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. Jesus Christ. Now's our chance. Got it. You know, at least this outfit with the sunglasses does go with the bike. I'll say that. Kinda might switch to it. But again, for cutscenes, especially like emotional and dark ones like that, like more the ones that have a more serious tone, obviously. I'm on and off with the shades. Sometimes I'd rather take them off, so you can actually see Leon's eyes and facial expression more clearly. Hmm? Who are you? Why do you disturb me? I'm gonna need you to stop laying hands on that woman. A concerned adventurer who objects to my treatment of a criminal? Ha! If only you knew her sins. She should have been thrown into witch drop. Jesus. Alas, the Lord Speaker in his boundless wisdom and mercy demanded that we spare the woman's life. Excuse me. But rest assured, I will see that her every waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. That's exactly why I'm here to stop you, asshole. I don't need you doing that to her. You presume to judge me? A man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guide and protect me. The Fury guide and protect me. Oh, he wants to fight. Alright. I said I didn't warn you, fool. Oh, shit! Forgot how to play Dark Knight. Alright, there we go. It has been a while, so. Well, he bore steel, so. Had to take his ass out. I'm not sure we should be here. It's begun. We can but watch and see what happens. Look, we have brought them together. We have made her whole. How she smiles, how her eyes sparkle. How beautiful this happiness. Well, let's see. Every night I dream of your face. That's her husband. We never actually got to see him before. I could have tried to stop you from going back to the front. Could have begged and screamed and cursed. But I didn't. Because I knew you'd listen. And even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. Oh, I see. He'd eventually regret not fighting for his country and all that stuff, and then even if he wouldn't bring himself to blame her for stopping him, she would have. For taking away his dream to, you know, serve his country and all that. The arrow may have missed my heart, but I've been dead for a long time. All of this is just waiting. That's what I'd tell you, Stace, if I could. And then, you'd say, you can't stay stuck in that moment, Lottie. You've got to go on. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let me go. But I won't. I won't. If I do, who'll be left to remember the man you were? The soldier, the husband. I'm the only one who knows. And it's my duty to hold on to that as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if he were here. But he's not. He'll never come home to me. So please, put an end to this. Whatever this witchcraft is. She saw right through it. Unlike the other girl. Leon Starcrest, was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me. I thought that... I wanted only to... I was wrong. I see that now. You have every right to be upset. It's all right, boy. It is. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too, Leon. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because... I don't know. Because you came back and Stace didn't, maybe. Because you weren't him. They say the war is over now, but it never ends for people like you, does it? There's always something worth fighting for. Everything does end, that also is true, but that's what I'd rather say in this case. I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones who neither shield nor sigil. Champions of the weak and the helpless, undeterred by the law of man or God. Yeah, you could say that. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day. So, fight, damn you. Fight if that's what you want. Just don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right. I suppose I owe it to him to try and make the most of what I've got left too. So I will. Take care, and thank you. That actually gives me some closure to what happened at Falcon's Nest. I mean, we saw her again after that scene too. She cried when the actual real peace conference happened shortly after, yeah, shortly after we defeated Nidhogg, or before, when he came and interrupted it. When Emmerich was giving the speech. Yeah, it was when Emmerich was giving the speech at the peace conference with Vidofnir. She regretted it and saw the error of her ways and started crying when Emmerich said that specific portion of remembering those we lost. That's when she started crying, because she obviously thought about her husband, her late husband. And that was before Nidhogg and Estinian's body came and stabbed Vidofnir and declared war on everyone. But, yeah, it's good to see that they, that we got some more proper closure on her, on that character. Because that was the last time we saw her, was in that scene. She's gone. Reclaim your ether, Leon. Sure. The Proctor's punishments were nothing compared to her own guilt. That's probably why she never complained about it. I did try to warn the boy. You did. Forgive me, I was a fool. The abyss is yours, as it has always been. Consume it. As the ether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. This is starting to sound familiar. This is a lot like when I would attune to Frey. In the Realm Reborn portion of the job quests. Forgive me. Forgive me. In the end, I could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss. How it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. You've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic. At least not out here. You should go back to Tailfeather. Your words did more for her than my illusion. She is still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. Damn, the background music for that place really fit that scene. She knew it was false, yet it still had power over her. Can there be truth in a lie, and perhaps salvation as well? They found comfort in seeing the dead. They had so much to say to them. But I don't know what I could say to her. Her mom. On to the next, I would say, but Mist looks to be in no state to continue. Which means we'll be staying here for a time. Taking in the fresh country air, me and my little ones. Chocobo Chick is going fucking crazy over there. For what it's worth, I think that woman is better for what we did. Or at least as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. Yeah. That's what Mist is saying. She knew it was false, but it still had power over her. She still, like, almost still found a way to have closure just from that. That is a good question. That's a good philosophical question right there. Can there be truth in a lie? And perhaps salvation as well? Something to ponder for sure. The orphans and the broken blade. Oh, Leon. I imagine you'd like to get back to it, and so would I. Unfortunately, Mist remains inconsolable. His failure with Laudy, such as it was, weighs on his mind. He's afraid of repeating the same mistake with others. And so, for lack of a better idea, I'm thinking it's time to pay another visit to those furry little shites in the churning mists. Somehow I knew we were going to see them again. I forgot most of how the Dark Knight storyline went after the level 50 and 60 portion, but somehow I knew this was going to happen. I was like, we don't just see them once, do we? I was like, we do see them again. We do. What? But why? I can't imagine Mist helping a Moogle. Why are you judging Moogles as being eternally happy beings? They go through sad things too. My master used to take me to places like Mogholm when the city became too much. The fresh air, the quiet, the isolation. And yes, I have not forgotten how the Moogles helped Riel and me when we were moody and brooding. Though I would argue that we reconciled in spite of their intervention, not because of it. Maybe. Riel doesn't believe you. She's fucking laughing her ass off over there. Whatever you say, Sid. Whatever you say. See? She thinks they actually helped, even if you don't, Sid. Don't worry. I haven't given up yet. How could I? You wouldn't. Yeah, I guess you're right. I probably wouldn't. Indeed. For those we can yet save, right? It's good to see you again, Moggy. I hope you and your friends haven't been getting into too much trouble. Oh, you know, Moggy. Trouble follows me wherever I go, Kupo. Cute little buddy. Come on. That's too far away. There you go. You little cutie. Anyway. What's up, Sidurgo? Right then. Water under the bridge. No need for palms to be torn from heads and shoved down throats. Yet. Monkey's like, Jesus! Our mist is taking in the sights, I believe. Why don't you join him? I don't know why they're so afraid of me. It's not as though I threatened to kill every last one of them and burn their village to cinders. Not recently, at least. God. Sidurgo is the perfect reflection of a player who takes the Dark Knight job class in this game way too seriously. Either because they're just having fun and role-playing, or because they're doing it secretly in their heads and don't want to admit to it, but would prefer that the job class and its storyline were taken a lot more seriously and be more dark. And yes, I'm thinking of basically people who react like a certain streamer that someone told me about when we did the last set of Dark Knight job quests. Said was kind of upset that Moogles and their cuteness and flurry, like, you know, fluffiness were involved in the Dark Knight job quest line. And I thought it was hilarious, because I was just like, why are you taking this so seriously? It's good to have a little bit of comic relief, you know? The Dark Knight job quest line is serious and dark enough as it is. It could use a little bit of a slight touch of humor, in my opinion. And then they learned something from it. Sidurgo, I mean. You know, it helped reconcile, you know, as part of the storyline, it helped reconcile his relationship with Riel, so... But yeah, Sidurgo basically, he represents that player. It's just like how Trevor in Grand Theft Auto 5 represents the behavior of the typical, average, casual Grand Theft Auto player. His personality traits, the things he does, everything is a perfect reflection of what someone does when they get their hands on GTA for the first time and go nuts, basically. In that same token, Sidurgo is a reflection of, you know, what the Dark Knight job class represents and the type of players it attracts. Edgelords, basically. Or wannabe edgelords, basically. Which, again, there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, it's just a game in the end, guys. Don't take it that seriously. Otherwise, you'll end up upset like Sidurgo over there. God, that was some funny shit with the Moogles. The wind in your hair, the sun on your face. Here you can immerse yourself in the beauty and the calm, and forget the horrors. Almost. How far we have come, you and I. The others, they hesitate. But you understand the obligation, the duty, the need for atonement. For what do you need to atone? Because you're acting like we've been on some kind of journey together. Or you've gone through the same or similar shit as me. What's going on? I just noticed he has fingerless gloves. Just like my gland. Again, total coincidence. We have lost so much. So many friends and loved ones. So many moments. We thought we could keep and preserve them. But we are left with anguish in the end. Time strips us of even this bitter remainder, if we let it. But I cannot. This pain, this sadness, it is mine to bear. Mine alone. This I understand now. Their grief will be mine, and in return I will give them peace. But who and when and where, that is the question. Even we have our limits. He keeps including me in this. He keeps saying we. Who did I lose? Everyone. No one. We've always been apart, have we not? Perhaps one day you will understand, and then you will share my loathing and contempt. Oh, forgive me, I have been away from the others too long. Sid will be worried. We must return to them at once. Right. What's up with the music? Has anyone ever heard this? I've never heard this part of the music. Is this the same soundtrack? I don't remember this part of the song, or the melody, or whatever you want to call it. I really don't. Is it where is it because of where I'm standing? Like, close to that dungeon over there, or what the fuck? I've seriously never heard this before. Okay then. I don't know how I've never heard that part of the soundtrack before, but there it is. I was like, is something happening? I thought some shit was going down. A sudden change in music. Now there's been a change. Now it's actually because we're in the sanctuary. Kubapa? Is this another one of your friends? Yeah, you can say that. Is Sid upset? I'm not sure, but I think I heard him grinding his teeth. It's because he's looking at Moggy and he's remembering how much the Moogles pissed him off. Just like that streamer I was talking about. Did you and Mist have time to talk? Mm-hmm. There you are. I trust Mist has had ample time to reflect upon his mistake. By the way, I could be wrong about that. Maybe the dude wasn't really upset. He could have just been joking lightheartedly about it too, for all I know. Again, this was just a word of mouth from somebody who came by the stream and said something about it. Who knows if they were actually upset about it. I doubt... The streamer I'm thinking of, I doubt they take the game that seriously, but who knows, they might. I seriously doubt it though. I don't think they take this game that seriously to be upset that there were Moogles in the Dark Knight storyline, but... If not, then like I said, Sidurgo basically. That's him. Trying too hard to be an edgelord. I have. I am ready to resume my search for those I might help with my power. Difficult though it may be, I do not intend to give up. Glad to hear it. In that case, there's no need to remain here any longer. I say we leave this accursed place and never return. Don't be silly, Sid. I say we shall miss more of the turning mists. We did come all this way, you know. Come on, there's a place I'd like to show you. And there they go. Running off to play together like kids. Because they are. Now wait just a goddamn moment. You can't go running off on your own like that. You'll get eaten by a three-headed goober. Real? Real? Bugger me with a bleeding... Come on, they cannot have gone far. Watch out for belligerent Dravanians and mischievous Moogles. That's not you though, right, Moggy? You're well behaved, right? Didn't say anything new. I see you later, Moggy. See, I dressed my character up a certain way that could look like I'm someone who takes himself a little too seriously in this game, right? All black and shit, trying to look like some kind of wannabe badass, but... Hold on. There we go. Kind of texting and driving, am I right? But then all you gotta do is this. Look at this search comment. All you gotta do is look at my search info. And that Kupo with the kitty emoji, as some people call it, the :3. And you realize I don't take myself that seriously. That search info is to comment, or sorry, for me personally, that search info is basically to contrast the look of someone who probably takes himself too seriously playing this game when I'm dressed like this, you know what I mean? It's kind of to show people, hey, I'm not that... What the hell happened here? Not the palm. I'm too young, Kupo. You know, show people I don't take myself that seriously. Also to remind myself, of course. I've had that search info since, I don't know, I think as soon as I started playing the game and realized that was a feature, that was the first thing I did, because I genuinely love Moogles. I think they're cute as hell, and I love saying Kupo. Sometimes I say it out loud. I think I've said it on stream before. I think it's the cutest thing ever. So, I dressed my character to try and look like a badass. Nope, the keyword being try. But, my personality completely contrasts that. And even when I talk to people in game, I kind of use a lot of emojis and sometimes talk all cutesy. So I do contrast my appearance quite a bit. And I like that. I kind of like that balance for myself. Don't give me that look. The little bastards didn't want their heads caved in, they shouldn't have tried to sneak up on me. Besides, they're still alive. You ought to give me credit for holding back. Anyway, I lost sight of the children. I'm not sure which way they went. I'll head north and circle back towards the saw. You head straight ways there. Jesus! So Sidurgo fucked them up just because they tried to sneak up on him. Well, I gotta say, if they had their weapons drawn, it's kind of like... Or maybe they drew him after he started attacking them when they got too close to him, but... I think after our last encounter, they should have known better. They should have known better than to try and sneak up on Sidurgo, and even if it was just a joke, and they were, you know, trying to pretend that they were gonna, like, do something to him. They should know that guy doesn't fuck around. He's Mr. Edgelord with a capital E. First it was my search info, now you see my Moogle plate, or see, I even called it a Moogle plate. My adventure plate, you see all the Moogles on it. Again, it contrasts my look a little bit. Some might say my look isn't edgy enough to be considered a try-hard edgelord, which it's not, I agree. I've seen people with... There's no beating Dark Knight glams that we've all seen out there. That look way more edgy. Not Reaper glams too, but you know, I gotta say, I haven't actually seen too many Reaper glams that look very edgy. I thought I was gonna see Reapers dressed a lot like Dark Knights, where they, you know, they look like they're trying really hard to give off that edgy aura, but they're really not really. I haven't seen that many. Anyway, Riel tells me she has rather fond memories of this place. Oh, because this is where she reconciled her relationship with Sidurgo, of course, yeah. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? Actually, I think I kind of remember what's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave it on normal. If it's what I think it is, it's kind of an iconic fight for this questline. So I'm gonna keep it on normal difficulty. You should have seen the look on Sid's face when the Moogles started singing and dancing. He was utterly speechless. Why were the Moogles singing and dancing again? It was stupid, really, but I guess you could say that Sid had become obsessed with trying to live up to his master's example. Excuse me. And for all the wrong reasons. And again, he lost his family when he was younger than me. Sir... Oh god, how do you say that name? Sir Ompan? Or Ompan? I don't know. Took care of him and Frey, but then they died too. So it's just the two of us now. He was angry and short-sighted, but now, well, he's still both those things. But not as much as before. So that's progress, I suppose. Sid's master was very dear to him, wasn't he? Yeah. Oh, thank the gods. You shouldn't have run off like that. Do you wish to see him again? Your master? Huh? Where is this coming from? What has Riel been telling you? I mean, there is much I wish I could have asked him before he passed, but... Wait, no. Don't you dare, you little shite. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, Sid. Charming as ever, I see. Holy shit. Speaking of Edgelord glams, that must be the new Dark Knight glam, which I forgot. I will be showing the glams for level 70 Dragoon and Ninja as well later. I forgot to do those yesterday when we did the quest. I was kind of in a hurry. Master! Sidurgo's still wearing the level 61. Oh, this must be Frey's successor. A worthy one, I have no doubt. My name is Umpan, and it is an honor and pleasure to meet you, Leon. Could be Umpagne, I don't know. You did well to come so far on your own before meeting Sid, and together you have both grown so much, in mind and body and soul. As Dark Knights and as true heroes. Wow. I'm flattered, thanks. There was a time when I was hailed as a hero too, for deeds meritorious in the defense of Ishgard and in the name of the Fury. A brave and true temple knight I was, slayer of countless Trebonians, a commander beloved of and respected by his men. They would follow me into the seventh hell. And indeed, that is where I led them. Time and time again. They would fall, and I would earn the accolades. And then they would give me more green boys with dreams of glory. Green boys with red blood spilled on white snow. Again and again and again. And then, one day, I couldn't remember the first one's face. I had forgotten the face of the first boy who gave his life for me. That was the day I left the Temple Knights. I know that tale by heart, but not the tale of what came after. Why, a goodly man with titles and wealth, a man who could have lived out his days in quiet comfort. Why that man chose instead to walk the path, and to once more accept 2 children into his care. Aye, you asked me that very question long ago, and I told you that one day you would understand. And when you were older and wiser and stronger. Shall we put you to the proof, Cid, and see if today is that day? You always were fond of your tests. Now, don't be cross. You've only yourself to blame. These are your memories, remember? Ha! But of course you do. The point is, deep down, you wanted this. And while there's no substitute for the genuine article, you could do a lot worse. So do me this honor. All of you. One last dance with the dead. Show me the man you have become, Sidurgo of the Obsidian Heart. Riel's just like, god damn it, these fucking Edgewords. With their goddamn fighting and shit. Alright, let's go. 3-on-1, I guess. Our little healer over there, 2 Dark Knights. After you, Sidurgo. Unless you want me to open. I don't mind. Hold nothing back, you 3. Show me your all. You heard the man, Leon? With me. Yeah, I can't use those yet. Is that the best you can do? Maybe this will help. What the fuck? They're going after Riel. Help her, Leon. Oh, shit. I need to take this. I might have to... There we go. It has been a while since I played Dark Knight. I'm like, my buttons! This one? No, that's the... There we go. That's the area one. You swore an oath, Cid, did you not? What will happen if you fail to uphold it? Oh shit! Help, help! I can't break free! Save Riel, Leon! Thank you. No problem, Riel. I'm guessing Sidurgo is being held from what he said, but I couldn't see, we're too zoomed out. Death awaits those who walk this path alone, Cid. You were never one to hold back. Cid! Are you alright? Hold on! We're still here, old man. What else have you got? Hard to fight and read the dialogue at the same time. Should go without saying, but... gotta do my best. You take Be Sundered? And split me in half. Never take your eyes off your charge, Cid. Remember. Oh, not again. God damn it, not again. Leon, help Riel. I got it. How about this? Riel taking it like a champ. Posing for Leon, you'd be dead by now. There it is. It's too late. Ow. Gah. He's right. That's one more I owe you. Well done, you two. You have exceeded all expectations. Consider this your reward. Jesus Christ. You thrice-damned son of a... Ah! Cid! Speak to me, Cid! You just got LB'd. I am still your opponent. Defend yourself. He just used the fucking, what is it? The melee DPS, level 2 limit break, I think it was? Magnificent, Leon. Frey would be proud. Blade Dance, that's what it's called. He used Blade Dance. Ah, if only Dark Knights could use Blade Dance, right? Cloud would be proud. Poor Sidurgo, man. Yeah, Blade Dance to the face. Well done, Leon. Well done indeed. Good, Leon. Krauser better be an RE4 remake, that's all I know. Frey would be proud to know that you carry on his legacy. And mine. Wish I could have met him. The real Frey. Too bad I never will now. And Sid. Sid, my boy. My beloved boy. You nearly had me. Oh, spare me, you sympathy, you bloody shade. I lost, and that's the end of it. You kept Riel and Leon out of harm's way, Sid. You did well. Learn to shut up and take the compliments. Yeah, you fucking edgelord. There we go. You shut up. You asked me once why I chose to walk the path. Why I chose to look after you and Frey, even though deep down you already know. But since I lost, I owe you the answer from my lips. I was angry. Angry with the Temple Knights, angry with myself, angry with this twisted world where good men die for nothing. I was seeking justice for my boys, and forgiveness for my sins. I saved lives and punished the wicked, and for a time that was enough. But nothing lasts forever, does it? And a man ought to have a legacy. I failed my boys as a Temple Knight, but you two were my second chance. I would teach you everything I knew, everything I learned from my mistakes, so you wouldn't have to make them. I would send you out into the world to do great things, and maybe, it would all balance out. Well, that's all I have to say about that. You know what comes next, don't you? Yeah. Though I suppose I ought to give you a word of advice before I disappear in a puff of smoke. I am your predecessor's master, after all. People like us will never know peace. Every moment brings us closer to death. Those of our enemies, our loved ones, and yes, our very own. The fear of death is what keeps most men alive. That dread, that desperation to escape the inevitable, if only for a little longer. Very true. But we are not like most men. We have seen what awaits us beyond the abyss. We have tasted that despair, bathed in that oblivion. We have wept rivers for our dead and cursed the gods for their cruelty. It's starting to feel too real, man. Yeah. That is our sword and our strength, and that is why you may one day stand above us all. May the gods have mercy on your soul. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that, but thanks, I guess. Oh, deep. Take care, Sid. Be nicer to the girl. And try to be less of a chocobo's ass. Yeah. Tone down on that try-hard edgelordiness. Oh, for the love of... You alright, Sidorma? For an illusion, that bastard hit awfully hard. Reclaim your ether so we can leave. I may need to visit a healer. And I should take that as a compliment since he was built off of my ether. If he hit that hard, it just goes it's a testament to my own strength, though, eh? Sid's in a bad way. I think Sir Umpagne may have overdone it a bit. Or Umpan, I don't know how to pronounce it. They weren't supposed to fight. Can't always get what you want, I guess, Mist. I don't know. I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. Oh, sorry. There we go. As the ether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. Again. Good, good. Glad to see it all worked out in the end. As for you, Mist, I distinctly recall telling you not to do that. Forgive me. Had I known it would come to violence, I... Don't you dare start pouting. I'm annoyed, I am sore all over, but it's nothing that won't heal with time. Excuse me. All I ask is that you promise not to do it again without warning and consent. Excuse me again. Memories can be powerful and painful, in more ways than one. That said, he was right. I've only myself to blame. If I thought I could defeat him, I would have. But I didn't think I had a chance, so I didn't. That's true. If you don't believe yourself, you've already lost. If you've already believed you've lost, then you have, yeah. His injuries are worse than I thought. We should hurry back to Malcolm. For a moment, I was certain he would fly into a fury. Could it be that he is grateful for the experience after all? I think in his own way he kind of thanked you, yeah. He didn't want to come out and say it, but yeah, I think he was grateful. He got some closure from that. Then it was not in vain. Tired and broken though he may be, he is nevertheless better for the pain, and in time, we too may be. There is still hope. Redemption is not beyond us. Right. The abyss is ours again, but again the boy holds back. Again he apologizes profusely. To his credit, Sid shows remarkable restraint, though that may be solely due to the many injuries inflicted upon him by Surampong. Mist remains inconsolable, unable to turn his thoughts from Laudy and her plight, and so, in a fit of what can only be described as temporary insanity, Sidurgu has proposed that you return to Mogholm. Apparently, he hopes that the fresh air and the quiet might cheer the boy. Alternatively, he may long to punch a Moogle in its furry little face. Okay, I'm not reading the rest of this, it's too much. Actually, let me skim through it. See if there's something interesting to glean from this. Shit, I guess maybe just like the level 30 through 50 ones, I should have been reading these. Well, I can make up for it a little bit, the ones I haven't read, just with the summary, I suppose. Says, Mist remains inconsolable, yet... Okay, I read that first paragraph already. After sparing a moment to put the fear of the gods into Magi, Sidurgu suggests you go and look for Mist, who has wandered off somewhere to take in these familiar sights. Mist stares out at the endless expanse and speaks of loss, which we know all too well. So many friends and loved ones. Close your eyes and you can see them pass, one by one, in solemn procession. A lesser man would be tempted to forget, but we know better. We know better. After reflection, Mist is ready to resume his search, and so Sidurgu declares it's time to leave Malcolm and never ever return. Riel, however, is unwilling to say goodbye, and over Sidurgu's protestations, she takes Mist and heads north. Needless to say, you cannot abandon them to the wilderness and the three-headed gubus that may be wandering about. Well, at least Sid got to enjoy a spot of revenge by severely beating a few Muggles half to death. Riel and Mist are nowhere to be found. Sidurgu suggests you head directly to Asa while he circles around in case they strayed from the road. You find the two children in a familiar place, the clearing where you and Sidurgu once fought a party of Muggles who had pretended to kidnap Riel for questionable reasons. Mist listens intently as Riel tells him of how the Dark Knight loved and admired Surampong, his former master and caretaker, and when Sidurgu at last arrives, Mist asks him if he would like to see the fallen knight again. Sidurgu tells him yes, too late realizing the boy's intentions, and moments later you are confronted with another memory given form. Sidurgu has long wondered why Surampong chose to adopt Frey and Sid, two orphan children, and train them as Dark Knights. After a spirited test of strength, the conjured memory reveals the truth that Sid has always known deep within his heart, that the former Temple Knight saw him and Frey a chance to redeem himself for the countless young boys who fought and died under his command. A chance to create a lasting legacy and ensure that the world would be a better place for him having been in it. A chance for forgiveness. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give words to the voiceless. Mark well this moment, for he will learn from it. Sidurgu. Wait, what happened? He will recover, yes? I think he'll be alright, yeah. He'll heal, but I'm afraid it's gonna take a while. The Muggles can probably help, though Sid would have to let them, and good luck convincing him. On the bright side, you can't blame us for it this time. We're fucking him up. I'm afraid Riel is right. I'm gonna need some time to recover. I'm not fit to travel in my condition. Which means... Which means... Oh, gods, help me. I'm gonna have to stay with these furry little shites even longer. It was your idea to come here. 2 more times, was it? 2 more times and we'll be finished with this boys' crusade. Not soon enough. Leon, be a dear and punch a Moogle for me, would you? Okay, Sidrigo, I'll punch a Moogle for you. Still a fucking edgelord. I wasn't joking, by the way, about the Moogle punching. Yeah, I get it. You want me to punch Moggy here, yeah. Or someone. But I'm not gonna do it. You can do that yourself. Do me a favor and punch a Moogle for me. Crimson, you second that punch? Oh yeah. You agree with his edgelordiness, right? Also, nice to see you, Crimson. I was actually just talking about the fact that you're the one who told me that a certain streamer didn't like Sidrugo here, also didn't appreciate that Moogles were in this storyline, right? The Moogle violence. Yeah. But was he genuinely upset, or was it just kind of like a whatever thing? Because sometimes I feel like... Because I've seen him a couple times, and sometimes I feel like he doesn't take things that seriously, but I'm not sure. Okay. Oh, that's whatever. I'm not taking a break, but I do have to come back real quick. I gotta go do something. So it'll only be like a few seconds, hopefully. Probably act for it while enjoying the line. Yeah. Did he get this far? Or not really? Actually, no, I know he didn't. He never made it into Stormblood, right? So he hasn't done this part of the... I'm sure he'll be happy when he sees Moogles again in the Dark Knight questline for Stormblood. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back in a sec. I just gotta take care of something real quick. Alright, that took a little longer than expected, but I'm back. Oh shit, where did I put this? I didn't think about this. Uh-oh. That's not practical. Brought a water bottle, but almost didn't have anywhere to put it because the stream deck takes up a little bit of room on my desk. So I have limited, you know, whatever it was, limited space, limited real estate. Anyway, let's continue. He stopped after a tuning? A tuning to what? The first Aetheryte in Stormblood, I'm guessing? If you're still there, Crimson. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I don't even know what the first Aetheryte in Stormblood is. Is it the one in Castramorians? We can never go home. As you can see, Sid has yet to fully recover from his bout with Sir Ampan, and there is no telling how much more time he will require. But my quest will brook no delay. If we must seek out another soul in need of succor without their assistance, then so be it. You agree? Sure. Then we are of one mind. Now then, where shall we begin our search? War is perhaps the greatest source of man's misery. So much death and destruction. A battlefield, perhaps. So, I've seen plenty of those in the last 10 levels. You know, Stormblood. Yes, yes. This slaughter you bore witness to at Castramorians is precisely of that of which I speak. Speaking of Castramorians. A tragedy which tore apart the lives of every man and woman it touched. Ilberd, that's right. My mind is made up. That is where we must go. If I had it my way, I'd not let you out of my sight. But again, it's your soul crystal at stake. I'm not here to help you reclaim your ether. Or I'm only here to help you reclaim your ether. If you think you can look after him by yourself, then by all means. As for me, I think I've finally regained enough strength to make the journey back to Ishgard. When you're finished in Girabania, come and find us at the Forgotten Night. Alright. Okay, closing Castramorians. Mist cares for us all, in his own way, but you most of all, I think. Why me? You feel guilty about stealing my ether? Don't get cocky. The little bastard's a handful and a half. Alright. Reminds me of Resident Evil 6. Don't get cocky! Oh, he crossed into here and then stopped. Okay. Forgetting something? Oh. This. Grit. Castramorians. How it buzzes with life. So many brave soldiers resolve to do their duty no matter the cost. But have no doubt that there will be a cost, and it will be most high, for no man is beyond the reach of fate. Death will not be denied. This place, it weighs on me. Anywhere but here I would search. Galleon. Come to share the fire? I would stand to greet you, stranger, but my legs, my eyes, the whole of me is not what it once was. What's wrong, dude? Leon. I know that name, and that voice. By Rhalgr, you're still alive! Praise him, praise him. Who is this man on the verge of death? Is he your friend? I remember his name, but... Nay, though I am flattered that you would think so. 1 second. That's who it is, yeah. My bad. Almost sneezed there. This man made medicine for me long ago at the behest of Captain Meffred. When we were still in Quarrymill. Yeah, right. This guy was the one who we healed, and then he became the fake Griffin that we talked to with Alfino back in The Far Edge of Fate. If I'd kept it all for myself, I'd have made a full recovery. But I couldn't. I had a dear friend, you see, and so I made a choice. He got better, I didn't. Ended up working for the Griffin, he did. As the right-hand man, even. But like all the rest who went to the wall, he never came back. Oh, so it wasn't this guy, but it was his friend? Is that what he's implying? The irony of it, that I'd be the one to outlive them all, if only for a little while. And so I sit here and await the reckoning as I rot from the inside out. A husk of the freedom fighter I aspired to be. No, no! This is not the ending you deserve! I will not allow it! The man he spoke of, the one whose life he chose to save at the cost of his own. That man is proof of his nobility. If he were here... Do you wish to see him again? Your dear friend? Udart? Aye, more than anything. But there's no point in praying for the impossible. He died with the rest. I'm sure of it. He was the Griffin's double, and one of his top commanders besides. Yeah, it is the guy we met then, yeah. You're a kind boy, you are, and I'm grateful for the company in these twilight hours. But there's no need to trouble yourself further. My time is nearly spent. There he is. Then spend the remainder thinking of better days, Galleon, and not dwelling on the deaths of me and mine. God strike me down. Odart? No, no, it can't be. This is not more than a trick, an illusion. A lie. But even if it is a lie... Hear me, Hodart. I have a favor to ask of you. One final favor for a dying fool. Return to the Reach, to Bloodstorm. Offer a prayer to our brothers there. I will, Galleon. You have my word. We should talk. Outside. People who died following the Griffin. Will you go with Hodart? He has to make it. I've not left but this. We can never go home. In the depths of a cave by a flickering fire, a man sits alone waiting to die. Galleon, an Alamegan refugee for whom you once made medicine long ago, reveals that he shared it with another refugee. Can't move the camera right now. Ensuring that the man lived, and that he would not. His friend Hodart went on to fight for the Griffin and even served as his body double, but ultimately died at Belsor's wall with his mad master and so many others. They made their choices and such are the consequences, but Mist cannot help but meddle. He conjures a simulacrum of Hodart to comfort the dying man, and bids his friend to go to Ralger's Reach and pray for their fallen brothers. I have to believe. I have to believe. To Meffred and Galleon, you were larger than life. I always wanted to meet you, and here we are. Though I reckon this doesn't really count, does it? If only I could go back and tell myself what a blind, bloody fool I was to place my trust in the Griffin. Maybe then Galleon wouldn't be dying alone. Listen, he hasn't got much time. I'll lead the way. The wilds between here and the Reach aren't too dangerous, but as you can see, I'm unarmed. I'll not be any good to you in a fight. Nor will I fear. We will have to rely solely on you for protection. I've no doubt you can keep us safe. You're the bleeding warrior of light, after all. Let us be off. Shadeborn of Galleon's memories tells you of how he always wanted to meet you. A larger-than-life hero. Unaware that he eventually did at Little Alamigo. He laments his fate, wishing he could go back and convince his former self not to place his trust in the Griffin. But if such things were possible, you wouldn't have a broken shield now, would you? Yeah, I guess I wouldn't. That was, a harsh reminder of what happened to Harshavon, yeah. It's like his theme's tormenting me a little bit. Christ, what the hell? Oh, that's just gonna make things worse for both of us. There we go. Holy shit. We're both synced up on the quest, so... You alright, Hodart? Jesus. Strong as ever, eh? Stronger even than you were that day, I reckon. They say that when the Griffin's men realized you were coming to stop them, they grew panicked and unsure. How could they take up arms against a man hailed as the hero of Eorzea? A hero who had personally intervened in their lives for the better. Some stood their ground and died then and there for it, I imagine, while others looked the other way and tried to find some more Imperials to kill. I pray I wasn't foolish enough to try and fight you. I owed you better. I don't remember seeing his name. Well, that's kind of annoying. Good thing it's not aggroing on me, because I'm way above its level, but... Hodart? Hodart! Speak to me! I'm fine. Just got dizzy all of a sudden. We have to hurry, do you hear me? We have to make it to the Reach. He's obviously not over level 70, so that little spider troubled him. Oh, that's annoying. See, he has to start the dialogue all over again. Poor guy. Just trying to talk to Hodart, and then he got interrupted by that stupid spider. I bet he's cursing it right now. Hodart has to stay strong. He has to remember what's at stake. Yeah. You rescue Hodart and Mist from wild beasts, but though they are unharmed, the shade abruptly stumbles and grips his head. Dizziness, he claims, and nothing more, before imploring you to hurry. He is a poor liar. He is as poor liar as the boy. Yes, thank you, Esteem. I made a promise to Galleon. I will not fail you, brother. It cannot be the distance. We haven't traveled far enough yet. A man's memories cannot outlive him. Oh shit, that means Galleon's dying. I told you he hasn't got much time, and neither do I. I'll hold on as long as I can, but in the end, it's not up to me. Again, Hodart falters, suddenly weak and in pain. A man's memories cannot outlive him, he says, and Galleon is running out of time. He will try his best to carry on, but in the end, it is not up to him. There you go that much further. No, I will not allow it. He will endure. We will fulfill Galleon's wish. So close. Hodart, you must go on. You must make Galleon whole. Remember, Hodart. Don't you think I know that? He saved my life. And we all went and died for naught. For naught! All we ever wanted was to go home. Oh, come, ye wayward brothers, bereft of hearth and home, if that's how it goes. Beneath yon burning star there lies a haven for the bold. Raise up your hands and voices, let fill your hearts with pride. Above the turning waters we stand strong and unified. I would try to sing it properly, but that's going to take way too long. Also, hi, Deathwing Duck. Happy to have you. Welcome back. We can still go home. Even now, after everything we have done, we can still go home. You got this, man. Don't give up. Look how he burns with fervor, with desperation, with faith. How he sings of his homeland and wills himself to stand. How he marshals his strength to put one foot in front of the other. In that moment, he lives again. Oh, damn, auto run failed. He fell and would not rise. He began to shake and... He was so close! He could have made it! He should have made it! How cruel the gods to tempt us with this promise of redemption! We did not fail. They failed us. They failed us! Forgive me. Forgive me. My failure is my own. I had my chance and I squandered it. Reclaim that which was yours. The spell is broken. Hodart is no more, which can only mean one thing. We are one step closer to ending this charade. As ether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss you hear a whisper. It is not finished. Not yet. You will come and pray with me. Pay respect to the fallen at Bloodstorm. He is not the first, nor will he be the last to betray you. He will implore you to see reason, to seek solace in the fiction. And when you refuse, he will have no recourse but one, as I did not. Be ready. It's kinda nice that his Steam talks to you through the quest log. Here is where we are to pay respect to the dead. I think I did this before logging out one time, didn't I? A storm of blood approaches fast. Hell's open, heavens weep. For no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. What good are prayers to the dead? They have not ears to listen. That sounds like me yesterday now. Nor eyes to see or hearts to console. Naught remains of them save fleeting recollections soon lost to time into the abyss. We are left only with pain, a lingering sadness for names and faces consigned to oblivion. How are we to withstand this relentless onslaught which threatens to consume us? Is there no truth but this, that all men must die? Is this our world to suffer or to shape? The world is what we make of it. I by my sword. That is my truth. The best answer I had. Indeed, we are only bound by the god's law by choice. To a certain extent, yeah. We cannot save everyone, can we? Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. Does any of it matter? What, if aught, have we wrought by our own hands? One last time. I gave you my word and I mean to keep it. But know this, every intervention has come at a cost. A sacrifice. When I have finished, naught will remain of me. But it does not have to be. For all our faults, for all our failures, we have made a difference. All the lives we have shattered, we can make them come together again. Time and death, our true enemies, need hold no power over us. I can make a place for you in my world. You need only ask. We should go back to Ishgard. You must miss Sed and Riel. The dead are forever beyond our reach, and we have no choice but to accept the inevitability that everyone we know and love will join them in time. Or do we? Distraught by his failure to see Galleon's final wish fulfilled before his passing, Mist muses on the possibility of a world where time and death hold no power over us. Or hold no power of us. A world you could share. You need only ask. But we know better. Yeah. We do. This is a cute little email with the bongos. Is everything alright, Leon? Yeah, for the most part, it's good. Not really, I'm lying. Leon, I pray your trip to Girabani was productive. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I am glad you reclaimed more of your ether. I but wish the circumstances hadn't been so depressing. For Mist's sake, we shall have to see how he is feeling when he returns. He's not here? Hmm? No, as far as I am aware, he has yet to return to Ishgard. He certainly isn't here, as you can see. Oh, gods damn it. Don't tell me he decided to run away. And just when I was beginning to trust the little bastard. No, I could still be wrong. He's earned a little trust. A few days' worth, no more. Okay. So he's saying if he doesn't come back in a few days, we'll hunt him down like a dog? I hope he's not doing something foolish. I don't think so. Our Compromise. Yeah, these quest titles are very familiar. You knew from the first that there was only one way this could end. That sounds very familiar too. God damn it, Mist. We're gonna have to track him down and make him return the remainder of the ether he stole from you, aren't we? He said that when this was finished, naught would remain of him. Bloody vague and ominous, to say the least. We'll just have to press him for answers when we find him. You last saw him at Rhalgr's Reach in Girabania, yes? We'll start there. I'm going too, and I won't take no for an answer. Sid's gotten better, but he's a long way from fully recovered. Besides, you'll need someone else's help, or someone else to help you do the talking. Sid's no good at it. That's true. The edge. Sid has at last accepted that Mist is not coming back to Ishgard, and that if we are to reclaim the remainder of our stolen ether, we will need to take the initiative. Rhalgr's Reach was the last place you spoke, and so that is where we will go. Damn it. Forget you can't fly here. Debated. It's up here. Looking for a young boy with long blue hair, you say? Reckon I would remember someone like that if they were to come this way. And I don't. Spoke with the fella before me during the changing of the guard, as we do, and he made no mention of anyone matching that description either. Right. Hey, it's them. What's that? You're looking for that boy too, are you? I was watching some birds late the other night when I hear someone skulking about behind me. Forgive me, I hear him saying, before he runs off and disappears into the dark. Then I realize it's quiet. Too quiet, aye? Sleeping birds make noise, and mine ain't, because they're dead. Every last one of them. No wounds or any other obvious marks, but there they lay, like the life was sucked right out of them. I don't know how or why he did it, but there's no denying that he did. I demand recompense. If you find him, you bring him to me. Shit. He killed chocobos? That bastard! Let them drive their life force, huh? Ah, yes, I remember the long-haired boy. Very curious, with many questions about the nature of ether. He conversed with one of the adder conjurers for a time. I know not what they discussed, but from his expression I gathered it was important. In speaking with the people of Raldor's Reach, we learned that Mist stayed there for a time, asking questions of a conjurer regarding ether and perhaps being responsible for the mysterious deaths of several chocobos. He's been naughty, to say the least. I have a bad feeling about this. I hope Mist hasn't done something stupid. A lot of unusual folks coming through the Reach these days. Like us. Our inspector returns. Tell us, have you learned aught of Mist's whereabouts? Well, yeah, sort of. Seen conversing with a conjurer and possibly killing chocobos? Not sure what to make of that, but we can be sure he stayed here for a time. But perhaps no longer. We learned but moments ago from Gillo here that a boy matching Mist's description was seen leaving the Reach. He is for the peaks, and so are we. They're dead. Just dead. Like the chocobos in the story you heard. Sid is unsure what to make of what we learned, though it seems fairly obvious to me what mischief the boy's been about. And you too, I hope. Anyway, it would seem that Mist was seen leaving the Reach and heading towards the peaks. The hunt is on. Now you're starting to sound like Noctis' theme. No visible injuries, no bleeding. Aye, it is as Riel says. These beasts died for no discernible reason. Just like the chocobos that man in the Reach claims Mist somehow killed. But it doesn't add up. Other than his singular magic, Mist was utterly helpless. Unless... was he always capable of this? But we know the answer already. He stole your ether when we first met. Even if he could do it, even if he did do it, why? We'll ask him when we find him. And this time, you'll let me do the talking. Search the east. Riel and I will head south. We'll meet in between if we find naught, and if we do, either you will come to our aid or we to yours. 2 beasts dead with no discernible injuries. Now where have we heard that before? Sid finally realizes that the boy must have sucked them dry of their ether, and in the same way that he stole our ether. Needless to say, he is far, far more dangerous than he appears. A pity it took you all this long to see it. Shut the fuck up, Steam. Like, he's condescending all of us. He's like, you guys are all fools. As you survey your surroundings, you observe naught of the ordinary. But on the edge of hearing, you hear a whisper to the southwest. My first time through the Dark Knight quests, at this point I accidentally ran into an S-rank monster that killed me while I was doing them. I think it was right here. The S-rank was right here. Where this dude is. And yes, that's within its range, its tether for aggro, right here. So it fucking nailed my ass. Like, it didn't catch me while I was reading dialogue either. I got here and I saw it, and was like, oh, what is that? Because I wasn't familiar with S-ranks just yet. And, Yeah, I just saw it and I was like, what the hell is that? Then it turned to look at me and it automatically targeted me, of course. And I was like, oh shit, I guess I gotta fight it. Not knowing how badly it was gonna destroy me by myself. It's an S rank for fuck's sake. I didn't know that back then. And yeah, I got killed. I was like, well, I just saw my health go down so fucking fast. And then a healer came by and revived me. And I thanked them for it and I went on with my job quest. We became friends too, but we didn't really stay in touch. No. Mother. Oh, not this shit again. Yeah, it's her. Here we go. 7 hells, I hate being right. Do you really, though? On your guard. Mist has shown his true colors. The ether, or whatever else he took from those beasts, has given him tremendous strength. Contrary to his earlier warnings, conjuring another simulacrum wasn't the end of him. And of all the wonderful people he had to pluck from our memories, he chose to stride their calling lands. He knows why we're here, and this is his answer. Ah yes. Nice way of referencing the final job quests for level 50 for Dark Knight, right? Our answer. He summoned the monster that haunts Riel in her dreams and sends her screaming from her bed. Forgive me, Sid, but you gave me no choice. A moment when you're torn between two answer choices. There is always a choice. No, there isn't. Not really. Can you even remember why you came here? Can you even remember how many you killed? How many lives shattered? How many stories ended? Upon the surface of the crystal are carved the sins of Dark Knight's past. And yours are beyond counting. Beyond fathoming. Without end. Justice is an excuse. Nobility is a lie. Murder is murder! I can't argue with him. Honestly, I can't. And though we are most definitely not without fault, it is this cruel, indifferent world which has made murderers of us all. But we need suffer no longer. I sought to make these broken souls whole, one by one, when in truth the solution was much more simple. A world beyond pain and suffering and anguish and despair. A world beyond death. A world in which we never need bid farewell to our dearest friends. And how many beasts will you need to kill to make this world of yours? How much ether will you consume to see it through? Bloody self-righteous sophistry from a mewing whelp. So, your brilliant plan is to fill the world with simulacra of the dead, is it? And somehow that's supposed to make everyone happy? Well, you're right about one thing, I'll grant you that. This world is brutal, uncaring, without logic or justice. No justice but that which we make for ourselves. I'll be damned if I give it up so you can force your illusions upon us to assuage your guilt. Did you not find comfort in your reunion with your master? Even though you knew it was a lie, did it not help you to unburden your soul? To find a measure of peace in this madness? I am not your enemy. Not then or now. I will not fight you. All I ask is that you leave me to do my duty. It's never too late to turn back. You are still a good person. You can still be a good person. So this is your answer. It's the way it was always going to end, buddy. You knew this. Maybe you cannot accept what needs to be done, but I can. Goodbye. He said things I've already said before on stream. Justice doesn't exist. It's not a tangible thing. There is no such thing. It's just an idea. But yeah, I couldn't argue with him. He's right. Alright. Ours is the greatest lie of all. We have to end it. I know how you feel, but... I remember every face. They are watching and waiting. Oh, they died pretty quick. So many broken by this world, and then by you. So many. Woe betide the man who stands opposed to the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Woe betide the man who stands with the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Like sands through the hourglass, everything we fight so desperately to protect slips through our fingers. And what remains? What remains? Is us. Only us and the memory of our sin. Again, is that wrong? To walk this path is to suffer, to sacrifice. Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. I tire of this charade. Serve, save, slave, slave. I've sins aplenty, aye, but regrets? Not so much. And if he wouldn't listen to me, the embodiment of good sense and pragmatism, then what hope could you possibly have? A house divided cannot stand, you know. This childish rebellion ends now. What in the seven hells is this? A compromise, I suppose? Our dear friend here refused to let me take the reins, but I wasn't about to stand idly by while that imbecile tries to do whatever it is he was trying to do. Whatever it was he was trying to do. No hard feelings about Whitebrim, eh? Promise not to stab you in the back. It'll be just like old times. Welcome back, old friend. The Dark Knight needs a sword. Take mine. A Dark Knight, sorry. Came out weird. No, no. This is wrong. This is all wrong. He's terrified. I offer you peace, restitution, a chance to make amends. Do not think you are above it. Do not think that a reckoning will be postponed indefinitely. Oh, he's getting pissed. When it comes, I shall welcome it with open arms. But today will not be the day, and you will not be the judge. Tell him, Frey. You're going down, kid. I know you mean well, but you're going down nonetheless. We deal with the dross, then the boy. A simple plan. Okay. Which way you going? Nice, they did the back-to-back thing. Look on the faces of your victims. They are legion! I know. You know who I've killed, boy. I don't need to be reminded. was trying to do that, but again and again and again you kill. Do you feel nothing? You know my heart. It bleeds like any other. These scars and sins are ours to bear, not to deny. But you, boy, I deny. Yours is the coward's way. That. Ray can say it better than I could have, yes. On the throne of bone, he waits. Dug deep for those magnificent bastards, didn't you? But lest you forget, we bested them before. We did. Where is it? Man, it's been a while. They picked the best song for this fight, holy shit. Why? Why won't they answer? He's grown too weak to summon more shades. The chorus falls silent in the abyss. Finish it, Leon! You Soul Eater! Reclaim the last of your ether. Make us whole! You got it. A reckoning will not be... Again, I didn't disagree with the kid. It's just another one of those cases of the wrong means to an end. It's not how we honor the fallen, especially those that we killed ourselves. Forgive me, forgive me. I ask, I beg, I pray, but it never comes. Again, they go to join the multitude in the black oblivion of the abyss. Such is our lot. Such is the fate of all who are born, to suffer and to die. Do not seek forgiveness, for it will not ease the burden. It weighs as it should. But what of the lost? Do they not deserve to live again? They do. In our hearts and our souls and our memories. No one likes having to say goodbye, but it's a part of life. That's what makes the time we share together so precious. You can't obsess over the mistakes of the past, or you lose sight of the future. Of the people still with us, who need us more than ever. The greatest strength is born of the flame in the abyss. I've already said the only thing I could say. Sorry, kid. Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Okay. Thank you. That is all I ever wanted. So, this is it. One last parting. One final farewell. After a fashion. In your darkest hour, in the blackest night, think of me, and I will be with you. Always. For where else could I go? Who else could I love but you? Self-love is a wonderful thing. It's not always easy. So it goes. If you would not forsake me, then of course you would not forsake him. And so, neither can I. He is a fool, but he is our little fool. The little boy who wanted to make this cruel, twisted world a better place, futile as that is. He's gonna get us killed one of these days. But what can I say? I love him. I forgive him. And you. I love you too, Esteem. Both of y'all. I get it. Again, it's not always easy. To love oneself, I mean. It's much easier to hate ourselves for our mistakes. To hate ourselves for our perceived shortcomings. Always sounds funny. Ah, you're back. Welcome home. You'll forgive us for returning to Ishgard ahead of you. I hope I needed some time to think on everything that happened in Kirkania. I won't pretend to know everything you've been through in your life. A man can never truly understand what's in another's heart. And probably not their own, for that matter. Yeah. We have the hardest time understanding ourselves, yeah. I'm pretty much rambling at this point, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I'm grateful for everything you've done for me and Riel. I like you. I respect you. And I'll always be here for you if you need me. Excuse me? We're fellow walkers of the path, after all. And friends, I'd like to think. Yeah, of course. I've been wondering. Mist appeared at the same time the soul crystal cracked, yes? But which happened first? And why then and there? Well, I think they happened at the same time. It happened because I was standing in front of House Fort Tom, remembering those I lost, like Harshavant, who used to live in that house. And I think that explains why Mist looked like a mixture of Harshavant and Izael. Or Izael, sorry. However you pronounce it. I felt guilty that I couldn't save them both. Damned if I know. Does anyone truly understand how soul crystals work? What matters is that the crystal and Leon have been made whole. That said, a heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns. Thence comes a darkness to consume. And few hearts have bled as much as his. Yes, I do have feelings. Like I said earlier, I did feel guilty about killing those that I have, for whatever the reason. We got to see all their faces today. Speaking of bleeding, I think your wounds have reopened. If you would sit, it would be much easier for me to tend to them. Tell him, Leon. You should get some rest too, Leon. Not all wounds are so obvious. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings. Praise Halone. He's right, though. No need to overdo it by running off to the next battle just yet. If you must put one foot in front of the other, though, why don't you go back to where this whole damn mess began? Maybe you'll have an epiphany. I think I might just do that, Sudoru. You might be right. It's nice to dream of a world without pain and suffering, but the world is what it is, and dreams will only carry you so far. And that's why we've got swords. Sadly. Very sadly true. The world is what it is right now. For better or worse. Part of me can't help but think this was all a fever dream, and then I take a deep breath and feel the pain in my ribs. And you realize it wasn't. Do you recall how we came to this place? At a friend's behest in the midst of a raging blizzard? As we drew closer, the gates faded into vision and the towering spires. A man bowed low and bade us follow him up the winding stair, from still smoldering ruin to untouched splendor. There we found a warm home and warm hearths and warm hearts. The only ones who took us in when we first got here. This music brings it out in me. Jesus. It evokes so much emotion. Yeah. I'm whole again. What troubles you, Master Starcrest? Edmond! Hey, what's up, dude? Ah, but of course. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. At times like these, one should be warming themselves by the fire. Not a day goes by without your name being spoken, you know. The soldiers and merchants often bring us news of your latest exploits. That said, to hear it from the hero himself would be much preferable. But there would be no expectation were you to call him. The pleasure of your company alone would be more than enough. Thanks. I appreciate that. Rare though I expect it will be in the days to come, but your destiny was never to remain here, was it? Though a part of me wishes that you would. I get it. You see me almost like a second son, kind of like Emmerich. Forgive me. I find myself growing more and more sentimental in my old age. And in working on my memoirs, I have had to reflect on the darker chapters of my life. Chiffont lived his life to the fullest. And if his story is preserved for generations to come, then I should be glad of it. You will always have a place here, Leon. For you are family. Now go. Do not let me keep you from your labors. The world waits for none, not even you. Our compromise. From the depths of the abyss you hear whispers, and are filled with warmth. The blackest night. And that's it. What a way to bring back all those emotions from Heavensward, right? So in summary, what happened was, Mist was basically, again, this is why he looked like a mix of Haurchefant and Azael. He was basically our conscience, feeling very guilty for everyone everyone who's either died for us, and everyone who's died because of us, because we killed them. Regardless of the reason. He said it best. Murder is murder. Doesn't matter. Justice or not, it is what it is. It's still murder. And I said it early on in the questline too. I said I was starting to feel guilty for having killed the Heaven's Ward and others, of course, because, well, one of the lessons that this questline was meant to impart upon us all, and it explains about something, well, I can't talk about it yet, but one of the lessons it was meant to impart was that regardless of whether there are enemy on the battlefield or not, there's still a person with people who care about them and the people they care about, family and friends. Just because they're enemy soldiers or whatever else you might want to think of them as, they're still people. And, well, it wouldn't be completely unfair to say that in the eyes of the people who care about them and that they care about, we're the villains of the story, because we killed the person they loved and cared about. It's all a matter of perception. Again, it comes right back to what Squall said in Final Fantasy VIII. That's why it stays with me. When they were going to assassinate the sorceress, he said there's no good and evil, it's just differing perspectives. People with conflicting opinions and views, basically. That's all it is. That's what causes conflict in all of its forms. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We're the villain in somebody else's story. Just because we're the hero in our own doesn't mean we're not, you know? So... And yeah, like I said, I can't say much, but this is a concept that is revisited much later. And that's all I can say. But I mean much, much later. I'll have to remember this conversation, and I think I will. I think it had a much bigger impact on me the second time through than the first time through. I think it's because this time I know what's coming next. And last time... Well... Last time when I did this job quest line, I didn't know what was going to happen next. It was before my first playthrough of Shadowbringers. So... So yeah, something that will be revisited much, much later. So it's something to keep in mind, for sure. Alright, well, that's it for this stream, but before I go, I'll go ahead and show all the glams for the level 70 glams for the job classes that we have. The ones that I've canonically unlocked, basically. So, let's go do that real quick, shall we? Actually, I already have them saved on my glam plate, so I can just... Damn, the lighting here kind of sucks, but... I think this will be a good spot. Let me see. Lighting's all over the place. There's a light there, but then there's one right there. Whatever. I guess I can't be too picky. This is good enough. Fuck it. Let's see what direction. I suppose... Yeah, whatever. Good enough. Okay, so we'll start off with Dragoon. I already set it up, so... That's the level 70 glam for Dragoon, including the weapon. Right there. As you can see, it's pretty much the same armor that Estinian is wearing now. And we met him during the finale of the Dragoon questline, so that was kind of cool. I think it has a visor, right? Oh no, it doesn't. You either have the helmet on, or you don't. Of course, Estinian doesn't wear the helmet anymore. So yeah, there's that. And then... Ninja. This is the outfit that the bad guy in the storyline wore. Which is why it's named after his clan. The ones who started ninjutsu techniques and all that stuff. The Kage Kakushi. Antiquated Kage Kakushi summon. Oh, for the hat anyway. The founders of the ninjutsu, basically. Excuse me. So yeah, there's that. Without the hat. I don't think the hat has a visor on it. Nope. And then lastly, Dark Knight. I think it's right there. Oh, shit! Talk about an imposing figure, huh? And you might recognize this one as being the one that, Sidurgu's master, Ompanne, or however you pronounce his name. But, you know, he was wearing it without the helmet, of course. So yeah, there you go. I like that last little bit in the battle stance, he goes into the stance that Cloud had in FF7. I was surprised if this was a visor that could open. Let's see. Holy shit, it does! I never knew this! I've never seen this before, holy shit! I think I went through Shadowbringers wearing this and I didn't even realize that you could open the visor. Or that was a visor that you could open like that. That's fucking cool! Obviously it looks better with the visor on, but still. Also, I gotta wonder, it's a very tight helmet. I guess there's always holes for them, but I do gotta wonder what it looks like on an aura with the big ass horns sticking out the side, you know? Especially with the visor off, but yeah, this was Ompanne's, or however you pronounce his name. This one screams Dark Knight. Always test if they can open, yeah. That's why I tried it with the Dragoon one just now, but sadly that one doesn't open. Probably for the better though. It would probably just end up looking a little goofy like the level 61. Where the bottom part just disappears. It doesn't even open, it just fucking disappears. A little lower jaw of the dragon helmet. But yeah, this is fucking cool. I like that it can open. And yeah, we might not have seen it too much when we were fighting him, but it has a little cape. That little purple cape. And most people who have been here long enough will remember that this, like I just said, this is what I wore for my blind playthrough of Shadowbringers. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. We're not unlocking... The only two job classes they added are Samurai and Red Mage. I'm not going to get those. And we are level 70, so we are now high enough to unlock Reaper. But that one makes a little bit more sense to unlock a little bit later. Not yet. Right now, it's a little too soon. But like Gunbreaker, yeah, I'll probably be unlocking it before the next expansion starts. But like Gunbreaker, I unlocked that one... When did I unlock it? Right after the Dragon's Long War ended, yeah. Oh, I was talking about Stormblood, Crimson. When I was saying what classes they added. Yeah, they added Samurai and Red Mage. But yeah, neither of those interested me, so... But yeah, Gunbreaker starts at level 60, so I figured it was, what's it called? It was okay to unlock at the end of Heaven's Word. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And Reaper starts at level 70, we're now level 70, so I can unlock that whenever now, but I'm trying to think of when the best place to unlock it would be to make sense with my headcanon for my character, as well as the main story itself. I have an idea. It'll probably be just like Gunbreaker, after, a little bit further in the MSQ. So it won't be anytime soon, but I'm just thinking aloud at this point. And I'm rambling. So, that's it. Like I said, I gotta go. That's the end of the stream for today. I might come back later, I might not. The air conditioning fix was temporary, like I said last night, unfortunately. It's not gonna last. So, it is what it is. We can't get it running like I used to today. I probably won't come back because it's gonna heat up my room way too much. So, But I'm glad I was at least able to finish this little, you know, do one little stream today to finish up the last of the job quests. So that next time when I come back, we can get started on... I know I said normal raids, but before that, I forgot the optional dungeons. There's one that was in leveling that we skipped over because we were doing New Game Plus and it's a side quest, we couldn't do it. It unlocks an ether current, so most people will do it even though it's not mandatory. And it's back in the Ruby Sea. So there's a dungeon there we gotta do, and then... But of course I have to catch up the alternate Leon on MSQ to do this, of course. So I'll be doing that off stream while we fix our AC. Because at least then I can, you know, play with the door and window open and my computer isn't overclocking itself to stream. Like right now it's, you know, so it's not producing as much heat. So I'll catch up on the alternate version of this character on MSQ to unlock all the other side post-game content, including that dungeon I just mentioned. There's a couple of optional dungeons to do as well before we do the normal raids. One of the optional dungeons actually is a part of the storyline for the trials, so we won't do that until that comes around. And yeah, so we'll do the optional dungeons that we can do, and I'll talk about some other side content that I won't be doing now, but probably in the post-marathon for sure. And then we'll go into normal raids and then alliance raids and so on and so forth. So that's the roadmap for now. And like I said, until we get this whole air conditioning system problem resolved, my streaming schedule will probably be sporadic from here on out because, like I said, I have to try to keep my room cool. For my sake, as much as my electronics, they can overheat now. Especially as we get further and further into June and the heat of summer really starts to kick in. Though that really doesn't happen until July, to be honest, to be fair. But still. Hopefully we'll get it fixed soon. But until then, I can't promise a stable stream schedule just yet. But I'll try to do what I can. If anything, I'll try to do at least 1 hour, 2 hour streams in the morning when it's nice and cool, but we'll see what happens. First, I gotta go catch up the other character, though. The other Leon. So that's probably gonna take the rest of today and a little bit of tomorrow, if I'm guessing. Even skipping cutscenes and dialogue, I think it's gonna take a while. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating. So don't expect to stream tomorrow or even later today. It might not happen. In fact, not even later today, because it's definitely gonna take the rest of today to catch up the other character. Going through all of level 60 through 70 again, it's not short. So even skipping scenes. So yeah, the earliest you can expect another stream will be tomorrow, for sure. But even then, no promises, because of everything I just said. So until next time, whenever it is, as always, I appreciate everyone who came by to watch in person, and everyone watching in the future. Crimson, Deathwing Duck, I appreciate both of you for coming by and keeping me company while I record these videos. And for those of you watching in the future, I appreciate all the likes and subscribes and follows that you may or may not give me on YouTube and Twitch. You know, I'll never ask for them, but I'll always appreciate them. As I said, at this point in time, my goal isn't to grow at the moment. It's just to sort of give my commentary on video games that I have played, or have been interested in the past, or I'm currently playing, or have played and I'm interested in, or I'm currently playing and I'm interested in right now that I'm passionate about, and giving my commentary on them. As well as extrapolating, well, things like what we just saw in the life lessons, kind of like what we saw in the Dark Knight storyline, things like that, you know. I view video games as a form of art. So art tends to express not only feelings, but, well, yeah, mostly feelings, basically, of the artist, but also, not just personal things, also, like, they use it to kind of, sometimes to express moral lessons, things like that, philosophical things, or pose philosophical questions to the viewer of the art, whether it's, you know, a painting, piece of music, poetry, whatever. So I kind of like, that's what I like to do with video games, and, but I'm kind of rambling now, so like I said, as always, thank you all very much, I appreciate you all, and as always, please have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and until next time, please take care of yourselves, look after each other, and stay safe out there. See you next time, folks. And yeah, I did that backwards because I don't rehearse it. I try to make it come from the heart every time. So my usual outro, I botched it, but who cares? Just shows that I'm being genuine, right? Yeah, to some people. I think some people will still be like, you're full of shit! No, but seriously, take care, everyone. I'll see you all next time.